So, this is kind of hard to say, but exactly 2 Christmases ago, I hoarded like 10,000 worth of skincare products, which I obviously regretted later on. That's why in this video, I'm sharing 3 questions I wished I asked myself first so that it would have helped me to spend my bonus right. What's up guys? It's Nick. As you know, I'm a recovered shopaholic, now a money, mindset, and life coach, empowering Filipino professionals to fund their dreams into reality. So in this season, baka dumating na ang 13th month pay mo, Christmas bonus mo, maybe performance bonus, or maybe you just received a huge amount of extra money during this holiday season, and you're like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? How am I gonna make sure I'm going to spend it right? If you've been here for quite some time, you know that money is only an amplifier of the habits you already have. Meaning, whatever habits you have currently, before you had that money, before you had that huge amount of money, that's exactly what's going to be amplified when you receive more money. If you're impulsive with spending, with the current money you have, pag nakarating ang isang malaking amount of money, guess what? You will likely spend it impulsively as well. Or if you're overwhelmed with the current income you have, may it be 30K, 50K, 60K, 100K, or whatever it may be, if you receive double of that income, you're gonna be more overwhelmed. That's why in this season, when you're expecting a huge amount of money in your bank account, or when you do see that, oh my gosh, my extra income, oh my gosh, my sudden influx of money in my bank account, there are certain thoughts, there are certain habits we need to catch ourselves with so that we don't end up regretting those money decisions later on. Because trust me, I know how that feels like. So if you're all about that, then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because I have more exciting Christmas related shopping tips in this channel coming in. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop them below. And let's get into the 3 questions you need to ask yourself first when you're going to spend a huge amount of money for yourself. First question to ask yourself is, how can you be in control instead of controlling yourself? Because there's a big difference I realize is that, alam mo yung pag sinasabi mo sa sarili mo na control yourself, control, resist, kaya mo to, you must control. It's as if pinagbabawalan mo yung sarili mo. It's as if there is this huge resistance towards wanting to control yourself. Parang napakahirap, parang level 500 difficulty level when you tell yourself, I need to control myself. It's as if there's something wrong with you. It's as if you lack discipline. It's as if you don't know how to control yourself. You don't know how to control your emotions. You don't know how to control your spending. And if you come from that mindset of like, there's something wrong with me, hindi ko makontrol emotions ko, I can't be trusted, kailangan ibigay ko tong pera na to sa partner ko, sa nanay ko, para hindi ko galawin, kailangan itago ko sa pinakailalim na drawer para hindi ko makita, para I can control myself. When you think that way, it's not sustainable, isn't it? Hindi siya sustainable because you're constantly undermining yourself na may mali sa'yo. Kailangan may external force, kailangan may external challenge bago ka tumino, bago ka magkaroon ng sense of control in your life when it comes to your money. It focus on external solutions, external circumstances to control. Like for instance, hindi ko na ako titingin sa Shopee, hindi na ako titingin sa Lazada, papahawak ko na lang sa nanay ko or sa boyfriend ko or sa girlfriend ko yung debit card ko, or i-withdraw ko lahat tapos itatago ko sa envelope para hindi ko makita. It's all external solutions. External solutions don't work if there's an internal problem that needs to be identified and solved. And as we know, your brain chooses the path of least resistance. If you keep telling yourself, control yourself, control yourself, control yourself, parang may malaking resistance na, guess what? At the end of the day, dahil napakalaki niyang resistance, your brain's like, don't do that. Just spend it. Just use it. Just, do what you're used to. And I get that because I tried that for quite some time na parang, Nick, come on. Parang wala ka bang kontrol sa sarili mo? Parang, hello, like, just don't scroll the shops. Just don't buy skincare. Just stop buying, to stop watching skincare reviews. O, ano nangyari? Dinagord ako ng 10,000 worth of skincare. For some reason, I justified it in my head that it was better than buying something way more. Pero that's the result of controlling yourself. You feel deprived, you feel like you're restricting yourself, you feel like pinagbabawalan mo yung sarili mo. So, instead of controlling yourself, how can you be in control of your money? So, how does that look like? Pero mo yung pag sinabi mo pa lang na, I'm in control. I'm in control. Like the fact that if you say that versus self-control, must control myself. Para pinagsabihan ka when you say must control myself. Versus if you say to yourself, I'm in control. When you say I'm in control, it seems like I got this. It seems like I trust myself because I'm in control. I'm in control, therefore, I trust myself to spend on the right things. I know how to plan, where to allocate, right? But it sounds calmer, even the way I say it. Like, because I remember when it really shifted for me when I thought of it that way. Na, Nik, you're in control. You don't need to be controlled if you're already in control. So that puts you as someone who is proactive, someone who plans ahead. So how does this really look like if we concretize it? It's when you plan in advance where and how to allocate this huge amount of money before you even get it. So I got this question from my client, parang, Coach, masama ba na pinaplan ko na yung pera kung saan ko siya gagastusin, hindi ko pa nga nakukuha? May pros and cons yun. Like, how are you planning it exactly? Are you planning it with intention or are you planning it na para lang may mabili ka? That's very different, right? How can you plan in advance or in such a way that you know that if you're able to allocate this huge amount of money on certain categories of your life, that you know it's gonna create an impact. It's all about spending and saving with intention and clear purpose. So an example of this was like back in my corporate job, I knew na performance bonus season. Okay? So, I'll give you 2 bonus seasons of my life when I did it right and when I did it wrong. Meron akong Christmas bonus season. Okay? Yun yung 2 Christmases ago na sabi ko, Nick, control yourself. Tapos nag-end up, napabili ako ng 10,000 worth of skincare. Yun yung nangyari. And then, there was the next bonus season. Sabi ko, what if this time you're in control? You don't need to control yourself because you're already in control. That means you can be proactive about what you truly, truly want. That will really make an impact and contribute to the life that you want. And so, the second bonus season I had was performance bonus season. And so, I knew that there was gonna be an influx of money and I told myself, like, Nick, this time around, it's gonna be different. This time around, you're in control. You're taking responsibility of where you want this money to go, where in such a way, 1 year from now, you're gonna thank yourself that you did this. That's how I thought. That's how powerful my mindset was in creating the result that I wanted. Because guess what? When I thought that way, when I got that performance bonus, I put majority of it in my freedom fund. And because I put it there, I gave myself permission to be like, what if I can use that money towards investing in this course, in this program that would give me the support to launch my coaching business that I've delayed for like 2 years. But if this time around, Nick, you don't let the small rewards, the mini rewards derail you from the big rewards, from your big dreams that you've always wanted. That's how powerful it is when you embody someone who is in control. Because that's what happened when I did that. It not only fast-tracked me being able to leave my 6-year corporate career that I realized was no longer aligned with my values, no longer aligned with the life that I wanted, but also it was able to allow me to embrace the learning curve of starting a business and focus on really building the business that is more aligned to the lifestyle that I want. So that's a question you can ask yourself, is that if you're in control, how are you going to plan this amount of money to be allocated in investing in yourself, in investing in skills, in investing in support, in programs that will actually give you the kind of confidence and clarity to go after what you really want? Or how can you actually spend it in such a way that you know that you were purposeful, you were intentional about it, rather than, may nakita lang ako dito, bored ako, let me just feel good in the moment, right? Isn't it going to be more sustainable for you to spend on the right things and save up for what really matters to you when you believe that you're in control? And this is really what I love coaching my clients on, is to really empower them to decide on their own. I'm here for them as the guide to ask empowering questions for them to see like, oh my gosh, That's what I've always really wanted. It's not really the mini rewards. It's not really the short-term things that I've been settling on. That's why I love coaching my clients on the inner work, on the mindset work, because when they learn to trust in themselves, to believe in their capabilities, to learn that I can trust myself with this huge amount of money, then their habits become sustainable. I don't need to be there and tell them what to do. They know exactly that, oh, because I trust myself, I can see this huge amount of money and I know where to put it, then I don't need to feel guilty about spending. I don't need to feel anxious anymore when I see a huge amount of money and I don't know what to do with. None of that anymore. Because when you truly, truly, truly believe that you're in control, then you're also able to trust yourself in making bigger money decisions. That's why I coach my clients in really getting crystal clear on what they truly want, on what their priorities really are, so that when they see a huge amount of money coming in, may it be bonus or influx of income, they know that, oh my gosh, I have this amount of money, therefore I can fast track what I truly want, the goals that I really want. I know what to spend on, I know what to invest on, and I know how I can really properly allocate it with purpose, knowing that when I put this amount of money, it's really going to get me to where I want to be. If you want to learn more about how I coach my clients in mastering their habits and mindset around money so that they could trust themselves with their money and funding their dreams into reality, you can check the link in my description box below for my one-on-one coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. You can check out the amazing success stories of my clients because you may really get inspired of what they were able to overcome, the limiting beliefs that they were able to reframe, and how they were able to take control and take charge of properly allocating their money in such a way that they see impact, in such a way that they see that they're creating their own version of financial success. So check it out in my link below. I'm booked out until February 2023. I have people who are already reserving for March 2023. So if you want to be one of those people, then make sure you reserve your slot and fill out my booking form below inside my website. Or you can also message me on Instagram if you have any questions about my program, and I would love to chat with you over there. Second question to ask yourself is, when I see a huge amount of money in my bank account, what is this bringing up for me? Because I realize that how you perceive money is a reflection of how you also perceive yourself. So I want you to check your money habits or how you perceive money. How can it reveal something about yourself? Here are some examples that I can categorize that I've seen in myself and also coaching my clients. So for instance, one of the things would be like when you see or expect that huge amount of money, you're like, I deserve to spend that because I've worked so hard for that. And that's usually like what I'd categorize as, what if you're spending on emotion most of the time? It's like, oh, because I'm working so hard, because I'm so stressed, because I've been burnt out, therefore I'm gonna reward myself. And so you always associate money to like, if I'm working so hard, I need to reward myself. And it becomes this toxic cycle of like rewarding yourself whenever you're stressed. One thing is, it could be like, I'm looking forward to spending it all because I may not have it again. And that's where the scarcity mindset comes in. It's like, I just have to spend it all because baka next year wala na, baka next month wala na, so might as well enjoy now. Right? Or it can be like subconsciously you grew up and you've seen that when there is money, ginagastos lahat. When there is money, gastos. And so you've subconsciously brought that with you, that when I say huge amount of money, my immediate response is I need to spend it all. Or it can also be the opposite, wherein because I've seen from my family, from people of authority in my life when I grew up, that when they have money, they spend it. Tapos pag kailangan talaga ng pera, zero. So what happens, it can be like when I see that huge amount of money, my impulse, my immediate response is I need to hoard it. I need to put it aside just in case I need it, just in case there's an emergency. And you don't have the permission to also enjoy the present, right? So oftentimes that's what I see. It's like extremes, right? It's either I spend it all or I hoard it. But where's the in-between? Another thought that may come up is like, it's so scary and overwhelming to see that amount of money, to manage that money, because what if I use it wrong? And that's where you doubt yourself, if you can trust yourself, if you're able to handle this amount of money, if you can control yourself, if you're able to make sure that you're going to allocate it properly. So the key here is like, notice the thoughts and then ask yourself, when did I start believing that? When did I start believing that it's overwhelming to manage that amount of money? When did I start believing that I need to spend that amount of money the moment it arrives in my bank account? Or when did I start believing that I need to constantly hoard savings just in case? Or when did I start believing that I need to be stressed and exhausted before I can reward myself? Because that's when we get really deep into what's the possible root cause of these toxic thought patterns and limiting beliefs around money. So I'll give you an example, a very clear as day example for me. When I was justifying buying 10,000 worth of skincare, I said na that was a time when my skin was really bad. It was the worst breakout phase in my life. Sabi ko, ano ba nangyayari sa mukha ko? Is it something I'm eating? Is it stress? Or is it wrong products that I am using? Because I was running on autopilot, it gave me a way to justify that I needed to constantly ride on the skincare trends that said that would help you break out less or reduce your breakouts or reduce your dark spots. So I was justifying in my brain like, oh yeah, like you need to spend that amount if you want to like fix your skin issues and all of that. And I realized that was a surface level issue. That's why I was leaning into the external solutions such as buying skincare that I would externally put on my face, right? But what I wish I really asked myself then was, what is the real reason why your skin is acting up? You know, because I realized like I was trying to deny the root cause of why my skin was acting up. Going back to it, I think the real thing I was going through was my life crisis. And dahil hindi ko hinaharap na I was going through like an existential crisis, lumalabas tuloy siya sa mukha ko. Yung mukha ko, hindi siya masaya sa buhay ko. I really feel like it was, the root cause of it was really me being stressed but not confronting it. That I was going through like crisis mode in my life. It really was that I was trying to buy stuff to fill that void in my life, to feel like I was in control of my life when in fact I was lost, I was confused, I felt like I didn't know where the hell my life was going, and shopping gave me like some false sense of control, right? And second was like I thought that if I bought the skincare, it would fix my skin issues, but if I just looked into the root cause of it, it really was that I was stressed with my overall life and I wasn't taking care of my well-being. That's why it was coming out literally. And the second thing that really helped was cutting out dairy, so specifically fresh milk. So I only drink soy milk na lang now, and that's when I realized like if only I took the time to step back and really determine ano talaga yung cause na nagbe-breakout ako, then I wouldn't have hoarded 10,000 worth of skincare in a month. That's why it's really so important to open up your doubts and fears around money, your thoughts around money. Like it shouldn't be taboo, it should be talked about, because that's only when we can really identify like what is really the root cause of the toxic spending habits or the hoarding of savings tendencies, right? The extremes of like either I hoard savings or I spend a lot. We need to start talking about them. That's why I have this YouTube channel to like normalize these conversations about money and money matters, because that's only when we really bring out in the surface what the real problem is. It's oftentimes our beliefs about ourselves. Like, can we really trust ourselves to handle this amount of money? Like literally, I just came from a coaching call earlier and my client shared that the biggest skill I learned from our coaching together is now I'm able to trust myself that I can handle my finances. I don't get tempted anymore. I don't feel the urge anymore. I don't feel like I'm depriving myself. It's because I trust myself that I am capable of handling my finances, that I'm independent, that I can trust myself to make the right money decisions. That's why going back is that if you feel like you're not good enough, if you feel like you can trust yourself, if you feel like you're not capable enough, if you feel like you're not worthy, all of those subconscious beliefs about yourself, they reflect on how you handle money. If you don't feel you're worthy, then you don't ask for a pay raise. If you don't feel worthy, you're scared to see that huge amount of money in your bank account because do you deserve that, right? Or if you feel like you're not good enough, then you'll constantly buy stuff to feel like that, to satisfy that kind of worthiness, to feel like you're valuable and you overgive to others, right? So it's super important that we really identify the root cause of your money habits, and it's oftentimes stemmed from your subconscious beliefs about yourself. If you want to learn more about this, I actually have my free 60-minute training where I dive into like how the subconscious mind works and how it really dictates our purchasing decisions. So make sure you watch that free 60-minute training below. You can access it through the link below. You just need to sign up, and I'll send you the video link to your email so that you can really get all of the juicy information that I've learned in my recovering shopaholic journey. Third question to ask yourself that is super important is, if I spend or invest in this, will I thank myself 1 year later? How will I see the ROI in my life? ROI is basically return on investment. Like, how are you going to see the benefits, the tangible results in your life when you make this purchase or you make this investment? Because I swear, if I asked myself that question when I was constantly hoarding skincare, clothes, and all of that, I would have challenged myself. I would have questioned, what the hell was I doing? We're talking about here like huge amount of money that you're going to see in your bank account, right? When you receive your bonus, when you are, or maybe there's an influx in your income, right? When you see that amount, how can you use a chunk of that in such a way that you will see ROI in your life 1 year from now? Like, you know that if you make this purchase, you make this investment, it's going to fast track, it's going to impact your life goals. So let me give you an example. I remember when I made this decision, I said that this is me setting the example to my people that if I do this, that they get to see like how important it really is to reinvest back in yourself. And I remember when I saw my first 6 figures in my coaching business, and I said like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. I was able to make money from scratch and at the same time make impact on people. Like, this is the most fulfilling thing I had ever done. Then I remember asking myself something like, what would Nik be doing 1 year from now? And I remember that I said like, she would have leveled up in her business. She would have built a really sustainable, profitable business in such a way that she trusts in her abilities and her coaching skills, that she's able to create more lasting impact on her clients. And I said like, okay, if that's where I see myself 1 year from now, that I'm able to work with more clients, that I'm able to coach more people, I'm able to see that I'm creating more positive impact in their lives. I see that they're thanking me, that they have invested in themselves, that they have become more confident in handling their finances. They have really shifted their mindset around money. Like, okay, Nik, so what do I need to do right now to get to 1 year me? And that's when I realized that how important it is for me to reinvest back to my business so that I could create that sustainable path that I really wanted for my income, for this career that I really want. And what I did was reinvesting that money into coaching training, which was like worth 150,000 that I've shared in this channel. And I remember then I was like, Nik, you're crazy. You just received your first 6 figures and then you're going to reinvest the 6 figures. Well, then again, I got that from my freedom fund, by the way. It wasn't the income I just got. I got the investment for that program from my freedom fund because I knew that investing in that program would really help me level up as a coach and be the best coach possible for all of my clients in mastering their mindset, instilling more lasting change and habits in their lives. And so I knew that this is what 1 year Nik would thank myself for, that I signed up for it, this program. And I also knew that that's what's going to prepare me and scale my business to greater heights, to scale my impact on my clients and all of that. And it's just so surreal because the 1 year later is now. This is 1 year Nik that I hoped for, that I envisioned, and I just look back at my journal entry with that and I'm like, I'm proud of her, 1 year me ago, 1 year me ago, 1 year me 1 year ago, that she decided to invest in that 150,000 worth program. And I also knew exactly what that ROI would look like. It's super important na clear sa'yo anong return on investment, anong benefit na makikita mo. And for me, it was, I knew that program would give me confidence to scale my business, to work with more clients, to see that I'm really, really capable in enhancing my skills to create more positive impact on my clients. I knew that. And I have received my coaching certification in life coaching, in life and success coaching, and neuro-linguistic programming that I've shared in my Instagram post if you want more details about how that coaching training went. And it's just surreal for me because this is where I am now, is like what I hoped for and more. And I'm so, so, so grateful that I trusted in myself to make that investment and that I prioritized what I truly want and I honored my vision, because I'm telling you, it hasn't been easy to choose this unconventional path at the very start, because nasimula pala ko ng journey ko eh. I had a lot of fears and doubts that am I making the right choice, and that's why it's super important that we are so attuned to what we really, really want, because we're gonna be challenged. There're gonna be life stuff along the way, and it's up to us how firm we are still going to be despite all of that, despite the judgment, despite the fears, despite the doubts, that you're still going to push through and invest on what will really create an impact in your life. And that's why I want you to really think about 1 year from now, next Christmas, are you gonna thank yourself that you made this purchase, that you made this investment? Will you see a difference, an improvement in your life? That's why I really recommend like really investing in skills, investing in life-changing experiences. And if you want to learn more about like concrete ways on where and how you're going to allocate your Christmas bonus or influx of your income, then you can check out this video where I dive into the best ways, the smart ways that you can allocate this income, this bonus, so that it's going to be a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for you.